Just like, oh, we're live. Hi, everybody. I'm Kiwi. We Movie Club Strikes. Oh my God, we've only just started, and I've already forgotten who we are. We're Movie Club Strikes Back, and every week a random selection of us movie clubbers all get together to talk about movies. Normally, we have a really awesome topic all planned, but someone was really unprepared this week. So the best we can come up with is we're going to be talking about movies that reflect your moods. And hopefully we can find enough to talk about in an hour and a half. Otherwise, I'm just going to let everyone go crazy. But before we start, should see who we've got.
Hello, I'm Alan. I'm Mr. Hairy Brit. That's my channel if you haven't seen me before. I normally waffle about absolutely fucking everything. I do movie reviews, and I'm the resident nut job that Kiwi normally shouts at.
Yep, that's true. He is. I'm gonna try not to shout at you though and tell you off this week, even in private in chat. I'm just gonna let you go for it.
Oh
just
yeah.
No donkey sex. No donkey sex. That's all I ask.
I'd like to highlight already, the chat's barely started, and the first person to mention anything inappropriate was Miss Kiwi.
Oh. I'm not even drunk. That's the worst bit. I am stone cold sober. You know, how about we keep going down the line and see who else we've got?
All right, I'm Chris, one of the half dozen other Chris's we have in this little club. You can find me at Easy Chair Reviews on YouTube.
I'm Ray. I'm on YouTube under something Ray HS 1984 or Corner Store. I review movies that you have no interest in and have never heard of, and am constantly losing subscribers by the second. I'm at 45, trying to get back down to 40.
I am Liam on these Hangouts, but Servatorix everywhere else. I'm Movie Club's Token Scotsman, and yeah, I've been doing a mishmash of different reviews and videos this week. In fact, on my channel, I may be bit naked at some point in a video. So, yeah, I got that to look forward.
You
just for now, I'm exactly. Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
For now, I'm just gonna. Thanks, buddy.
I am almost never wearing pants in my reviews.
I invited this, didn't I?
But yeah, next.
You sit the bar with donkey kind of penis.
I did.
So it's fine.
I did. Wow. Go, Jenny.
Go, Jenny.
I'm Jenny. My YouTube name is Took It Home to Jenny. My Twitter is Took It Home to Jen. I'm loving the dance party that's going on here. And I do reviews like everyone else, and they're all awesome. And Nina has just joined us. So
Yes,
Nina,
I
would you like
have.
to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Nina. My channel is Live Like Nina. You can find all of my links because I'm different names all over the internet, but all of my links are in my videos. I do reviews, vlogs. I didn't do a vlog Friday because I didn't feel like it, and sometimes I don't.
And more power to you. Sure. And I'm Kiwi. I am the tragically bad host of our show right now. I do things on the internerds and stuff, although I haven't been doing them for a while, but usually when I do, I make a dick of myself, which is sad considering I'm still sober when I'm doing that. So then when I'm drunk and make videos, they're even 10 times worse. We haven't seen Drunk Kiwi in a while, but Drunk Kiwi may be coming back because I've started drinking again. So why not embrace the embarrassment? Yay! But hey, enough about drunk people. Let's talk about movies because that's what we're actually all here to do.
There's
Unless
drunk
we're
people
talking
in
about,
movies.
There are drunk people in movies, which, you know what, I'm going to add that into our list because today we're going to be talking about movie moods. That's pretty much what we've called today's topic. Because we're going to be talking about the movies that kind of talk to you and you feel and embrace different moods that you tend to be in. And I know everyone has those movies that they usually only try and watch or tend to watch when they're in certain moods. So we're going to jump straight into the good old classic sick day movie. You know, those movies that you tend to watch when you're homesick from school or work, whether you're actually sick or only pretend sick, holed up in bed with a giant carton of orange juice and a mountain of like snotty nose tissues, and you're feeling all sorry and sad for yourself. But there's always that one movie that will cheer you up, that you will watch regardless. So who's going to kick us off? Because I know everyone has a sick day movie. Nina. No, Jenny. Jenny
Sorry.
first. Yep.
Well, one I've just discovered, which will definitely become my all-time favourite sick movie, because I've never actually seen it in full, and I'm going to lose so many movie credentials. I bought it on DVD. It's Singing in the Rain, and I've never watched it in total before, and I watched it for the first time 2 days ago, and it's amazing, and it's just a happy, sleepy time, awesome.
It is such a good movie, and ironic point on that, it is also the sick day movie for Liam Schuster from Glee, because
Yes,
he
it
watched
is.
when he was sick, and then had a really dodgy, weird, sick person delusional dream about it, which was
Yes.
just an excuse for them to do a black and white song number. But still, totally agree. It is an awesome sick day movie.
I've never
actually
seen it
enjoyed
in my life.
What? Oh my god, you have to
Yeah,
watch it,
me
Lee.
neither.
Singing
I
in the
mean-
Rain is great.
It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Dancing,
Beautiful.
singing.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and
Rain.
review it
Tina?
tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Review
No,
up tomorrow, I promise.
Oh
Don't
my
review
god.
it tomorrow, because I might be picking it for when I get to pick for Movie Club Strikes Back, possibly.
Okay.
Yay! Which is
Segway, watch the
Spoiler
movie
alert.
Rampage. Watch the movie Rampage. Thank you for smoking.
Yes, in case you guys haven't seen, if you go to, oh god, I think we lost our viewers. By the way, I forgot to mention, I forgot to turn the Q&A section on in Google+. So if you've got questions and stuff for us, please do tweet them at me or put them on our YouTube page. Oh my god, I've totally lost my shit today. Nina, save me. Talk about your sick day movie.
My sick day movie is The Breakfast Club. Like, immediate first reaction is Breakfast Club. I also really like watching The New Guy when I'm sick, which we just reviewed.
Which
Um,
I love.
It is amazing, and those two movies, I love to watch them when I'm sick because they have this just like sort of wonderful innocence about them. I'm just
I love the way that the Breakfast Club just sort of, you're right, it's classic, it's timeless, and it was one of those mentions that movies that we mention in our like classic cult movies of like yesterday and today. It doesn't seem to age. So
I could watch it a million times and still never be bored of it. And there have been times when I've watched it like on repeat for a month.
you don't do it like literally finish the end of it and then watch it again, because that's the type of stuff that people do when they're stoned.
No, but I'll watch it like every day for a month, and I'll just not get tired of it at all.
I love your adorable quirkiness.
There is one other movie, Roman Holiday.
Audrey Hepburn?
Yes, which my ex-boyfriend introduced me to, and I was sick, and I ended up watching that and The Producers back to back. I was just like, this is such a beautiful movie.
I totally agree. It is Men of Movie Club. How many of you have seen Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday? Because that'll earn you some points with the lady.
I
yeah.
haven't seen it, so am I losing
No.
Roman Holiday, y'all need to... I think it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Fabulous movie. I suggest everyone watch it.
I
You guys
think
literally, if you want to earn the points with the ladies.
Oh yeah, we'll earn you major points.
Yeah. No, those were good picks. What about you, Ellen? What are your sick day movies? Porn
See,
doesn't
like-
count.
I've not watched either of those. I've not seen like. Yeah, so when I was younger, it used to be Disney's Peter Pan, because for whatever reason, that used to waste an hour and a half instantly. But I used to have a routine when I was ill as a kid, because I'd feel, I don't know, either too tired to get up, or I'd done the whole thermometer over a light bulb, Like no parent doesn't know that one, right? But if none of you understand what that is, it's like, here you go, Mum. Look. I've got a temperature of like 80. Alan, you're dead. Right? So 80 degrees Celsius. Like, okay, really? So that's exactly what a 100 watt light bulb fucking does. So I'd sit down, I'd watch Peter Pan, and then I'd have a pot noodle and like a sandwich, or a sandwich and some quavers. Every fucking time. And then the next day, I could have had AIDS in the morning. The next day, I'm cured. I'm fine, I'm done, I've had my Peter Pan fix. Right? But nowadays, unfortunately, because I work from home, I have to be ill no matter where I am. So I have to continue to work when I'm ill. I just do a little bit less work. If you're watching this, Darren, highly unlikely. When I say less work, I mean constantly on the phone. But Darren's my business partner. But I don't know, when I'm having a crappy day in my soul, then I don't mind going back and watching. Oh, it's actually more of a case of TV series, because you can lose yourself in a character whilst you feel like crap.
Yeah.
So you're more worried about, I don't know, how the next batch of meth, for example.
How?
Well, in America, you have to watch The Price is Right. It's like a rule.
Oh yeah.
You're homesick in school, you have to watch Price is
For a
Right.
while, but it's just painful. The daytime TV, unfortunately, in Britain consists of two things. One, loose women, which if none of you understand what loose women
God.
is, it's I think you have it in America with a load of other people, but it's a load of premenstrual women, I apologise, round a table bitching about how they are getting fucked at the age of 50, aren't getting fucked at the age of 50, or how dry their minge is.
Oh, no!
I'd like to highlight at this point that Kiwi allowed me free reign. But so you deal with loose women or Jeremy Kyle, in which it's younger slutty women trying to get as many people to crawl into a vagina to then give birth to them to then get benefits for it.
Jeremy
So we have
Kyle
to
is
talk about
amazing when you're
No,
sick. Because
Alan,
it is
you forgot to describe them as young, slutty, toothless women.
Toothless. Toothless, maybe slightly Scottish stroke Essex. It's fine.
Hey,
In
I
America,
You've
think
also
Like
got
Scotland
Antiques
would lovely
Roadshow
to-
and Top Gear because they're always on.
we have like
It's not in the
3
morning
different
of
versions of. We have
I'm
like,
sorry, if at any point I need to climb into Jeremy Clarkson's cunt, then it's the wrong show.
no.
Antiques Roadshow is on a lot here too, Jenny.
It's
yeah.
on here all the time as well. Just on the point though of Jeremy Kyle though, everybody watches Jeremy Kyle to feel better about themselves. It's like the same reason why people watch Jerry Springer, because they're all like, well, you know what? No matter how bad and crass I may be, at least I'm not this person.
And we have Maury Povich in America, who is
I
fucking
actually like
brilliant.
Maury Povich.
Because every episode is a woman that is testing the 5th guy to figure out who her baby's daddy is.
Well, and then you have Maury who's
Then
like,
when it's not the guy, he dances. And it's fucking
No,
hilarious.
you
She was
find out
up
that
there
it
acting
happens
cry.
to be proper. Yeah.
So, back to sick day movies. Liam, what about you? I mean, I know being a Scottish male, you hardly ever get sick because you're, like, basically immune to that because you're Superman. But on those rare occasions where you do, you tend to choose.
That is true. I rarely do get sick. Knocking on wood here. But, I used to pretend like I did all the time for school. And what I would do is I would pretend like I was off school. And what my mom would do to almost punish me for being sick was force me to watch Gilmore Girls with her in the living room.
oh,
And
punishment.
that turned out to not be a punishment after a while because I learned to like it.
Forced whilst your hand was still on your penis.
No, I don't.
Really?
I
Really?
tend to make sure that my mom is nowhere near me when I go on to my penis, brother.
Yeah, that's totally not a family sport anymore.
No, anymore. No.
Anymore!
Okay, can we get away from genitalia, maybe?
Gilmore Girls. Again, I totally agree. That is a lovely show to watch when you're sick because
No,
there's
maybe
just so
Charmed, but not.
intimate, heartfelt about it that sort of saves you from those feelings of pain and anguish when you're suffering from things like man flu or the ever virus like woman flu. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree. We
I'm
totally
loving the
didn't
effort,
say that
Kiwi.
one.
I'm truly loving the effort here.
I love that show. I kind of see myself as like a little Lorelai Gilmore. But no.
I have
Right,
never
what
actually seen it.
about oh my god, you've got to watch the show. It is such a good show. It's very well written, and it's
I
written
like.
in a, like just quickly on Gilmore Girls, though, because I would say that most TV show scripts, and I can't remember the exact numbering, but normally, like, for a show of the same length as Gilmore Girls, like, the script would be around about sort of 30 to 40 pages. On the Gilmore Girls, it was around about, like, 50 to 60, because everyone in the show talks so fast,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a characteristic of the show that they just crammed so much dialogue in. It's actually quite impressive when you sort of watch the show itself. I love
I've
it.
seen
I would love to
girls
live in a
cram
crazy
lot
ass
of
little town
things
like
in,
that.
I think, before.
I know I really
Yeah.
like Bunheads, which was the other show that she did.
I was just gonna say I like to watch mindless movies that don't really have much of a plot, so that if I'm that sick, I don't have to think about what's going on.
So anything Sylvester Stallone or Seagal related.
This is what the movie I was grabbing earlier.
Oh yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are good mindless movies when you're too sick to pay attention to the plot of movies.
Yeah, I actually
I can't
I
figure
agree
out who
with
the killer is. Just let me watch terrorists be shot.
you.
I don't want to feel bad for the terrorists.
Exactly. Chris, you've been quite quiet. What about you in dealing with our insanity? Sick day movies. Everyone's got at least one in their back pocket that they'll always turn to when they're sick.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily have anything specific. I mean, if you're going to be in there for the day, then I will go for a series like, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or Indiana Jones and just kind of sit back and, burn through that, that lot. But that's about it. I mean, most of the time when I'm sick, I just end up sleeping and reading, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. In my opinion, it's kind of the best time to do like the trilogy type movies or really long, drawn out movies, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be moving anyway because everything kind of sucks and you're feeling all sore and achy. And I'm very much I will do the back-to-back Lord of the Rings extended trilogy if it's the type of illness that's going to keep me out of work for at least 2 days. Or I'll go for long classics, things like Gone with the Wind, because I've noticed that if I'm really, really sick and taking a lot of decongestion type medicine and a lot of NyQuil, I have the weirdest hallucinations when I watch things like Gone with the Wind first, or like Lord of the Rings, like anything sort of big and epic. My sick time hallucinations are infinitely better.
I don't get hallucinations. I think I'm just boring with being sick. I just sleep too much, or most of mine's hay fever more than anything else.
Oh,
So I feel like my head's
the
this big unless I get thick and thunderstorms. It's like, ugh.
Since the advent of Netflix, though, I tend to refer back to like really random TV shows. Like I did all of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. That with NyQuil makes for the most insane hallucinations. Or Demon the Holograms. Or I went back to the 90s and did Sequest DSP. And I really loved that show.
Wait, My Little Pony isn't a hallucination. It's like a real show.
yes, it is a real show.
Yeah, it's real.
I thought I was imagining them talking.
No,
No, you should join in the love, Ray. You'd make an amazing brony. I could totally see you.
I don't any brownies.
I did try to watch one episode one time, and it made me like want to smash my head against the wall because I'm used to watching procedural shows where you're trying to figure out who the killer is. And like in this, they're leading up to these two people meeting. Like, I know the ending. Just do it. I figured out the ending.
I'm
I
not
figured out the
sexualizing
ending. What's taking you people so long to figure out you need to put the chocolate and the ice cream together?
I do tend to find, though, when I'm sick, I do prefer to watch the non-cartoony, weird-based shows because, like, when you're really, really sick to that point of, like, your whole head feels like it's detached from your body and you're just this big floating blob, watching, like, Care Bears be like, Care Bear stab! Ah! And, like, funny,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, fuck
You
you,
mind?
buddy.
It's also a show I would not recommend watching whilst under the influence of mind-altering drugs because
Um,
on sick day movies, did anyone else have any before we move on?
Me?
No, but Nigeria just scored in the World Cup.
No,
Thank
we are
you.
not doing World Cup updates unless it's about Russia.
No, we're fucking not.
Hey,
Yeah.
if this was tomorrow, I could be talking about U.S. soccer, so that's the scheduling here.
with the
I-
advent of Netflix, I do a lot of the romantic comedies I haven't seen anymore. Like,
I mean, I watched through tons of TV shows on that. When I had my liquor store, I'm sitting there for 10 hours a day by myself, so I watched all of Doctor Who, all of Star Trek Next Generation, all of 4400, all of so many shows.
Yeah. Liam, you were saying?
The only person
Sorry.
who's apart from me who's watched 4400, Ray.
I've not seen it. Is it on Netflix? Is it worth watching?
It was, I mean,
It's okay.
it's interesting enough. It's not a must-see, though. There's so many shows to watch
Because
before.
I've literally just come to the end of yet more. I've finished the end of the latest season of Sons of Anarchy, so that's 6 seasons
Really?
in 2 weeks.
That's impressive, brother.
Because obviously was it last weekend or the weekend before? Unfortunately, I had a hiccup with a spoiler. But yeah, I've literally just finished season 6, so I'm now actually in front of Meta, which is the last that suggested it to me. So that.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking for a replacement. She's suggested 24. And
yeah,
I'm also going to watch House of Cards as well because I've not
House of
seen
Cards
it.
is so
House
good.
of Cards is good. I like that.
I remember the first
Uh,
time I watched 24. I was something like 15 or 16, and I'd never watched a proper, intense TV show before. And I remember just binge watching it for maybe 3-4 hours. Came out of the room, I didn't stop at all. Came out of the room, the whites of my eyes were bright red. It was that intense. As for another sick movie, well, I like to tend to go for martial art films in general when I'm sick as well. They're really simple and easy to enjoy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like what I said. Something easy to enjoy or something you're comfortable with and you don't really need to follow because you've seen it enough times that you can pretty much wake up out of your haze anywhere in the movie and know where you are.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's true. Jenny Bear.
When I was a child, when I was actually off sick from school, my parents wouldn't let me, like, I wasn't allowed near the TV, I wasn't allowed to watch any movies or TV shows or anything, so it's only the last couple of years that I've started thinking, ooh, I'm off sick, I can actually, I can take my laptop up to my bed. But I was allowed to, and to keep it relevant, I was allowed to listen to tapes. Yes, I'm old enough to have listened to tapes. I think we're all old enough here, just. And I was allowed to listen to either Harry Potter, which has since been made into a film, which I now watch when I'm ill, or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was fantastic. And it's so good. And the film is okay. It has Martin Freeman in it, so I can't really...
Can't fault it that much.
Yeah, I can't fault
People
it.
that hate
But the series is so, like, the original radio play is fantastic. So, yay! Anyway.
I really do add that one onto my list. Just before we move off the topic of those sick days, there's obviously been a lot of talk about Netflix and TV shows that we tend to choose. Do you ever feel that since the invention of Netflix, or since we sort of had that come, it's actually changed the way we view TV watching when we're sick? I mean, do
Oh no,
people binge watch as much?
I binge
Not-
watched way before Netflix.
Way before Netflix. So what, you would just like get a whole box set of DVDs and just
Yeah.
bam, go for it?
Yeah, I remember sitting in my pitch black room watching the Buffy the Vampire Slayer box sets, like, and I would watch one box set in like a day and a half.
Yeah. I do it because I normally get Boxing Day the day after Christmas off. For some reason, I will always tend to watch or start a box set on Boxing Day, and it's usually always Buffy or Angel. And then I'm just like, shit, now I have to watch all of them before I can like move on to anything else, even though I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, no, I think definitely that the advent of streaming has changed the way we watch television. Just that, I no longer have patience for commercials. I don't want to watch them. And, Netflix is obviously a solvent for that. And I think that's going to be interesting because we're so now ready for the immediate gratification of just going through the show. We don't want to be paused. And, between Netflix and all the cable series, on HBO and Showtime, what have you, they don't pause for commercials either. So I think we're definitely going to see more of that.
That's what I love about Game of Thrones, is the fact that it's just boom, let's go, and you just don't breathe for like a whole hour because you're just watching it like going, oh my god, so you have to carefully plan out like what you eat and drink before the show, because there is no way to stop for a pee break. There's like, yeah, none of that.
Well, fortunately, it does have the pause, so.
Yeah, I mean we've got live pause as well, but it's all just like I want to be perfectly timed with everyone else, because like what if I for some stupid reason decide to look at social media whilst I'm watching the show and then miss out on like something, or someone spoils me on something like 2.5 minutes before I get to it? That's just not cool. Alan's on the list. Alan.
Hello. I honestly believe that Netflix recently, in the last 3 or 4 months, has started to push me away from live TV. There's very few things now that I'd watch live. Like I'm a big Formula One fan, sporting events, and during the day whilst working, I have rolling news, which obviously you can't watch on TV catch up. If it wasn't for those, I would actively not buy a rapey TV license, which I've bitched about in a few videos in the past. The concept that in Britain you buy a TV license for 150 quid, and then you have to pay for. Granted, you can get a Freeview box and only have terrestrial channels, but if you want to get things like Game of Thrones and stuff like that, you need cable. But I'd actively be willing to sacrifice normal TV if I could get, I don't know, up-to-date news without a TV license, and then just, Netflix it for £6 a month, maybe sign up to Love Film or stuff like that, and then acquire things online, legal streaming services and stuff like that that don't breach TV licenses. If I could do, I don't
know if you saw it, but Netflix announced they're going to have a late night talk show on Netflix now.
Oh, really?
Chelsea Handler's getting a late night talk show on Netflix.
Kind of like Saturday Night Live / Jonathan Ross, but for just
like Jay Leno or Letterman or something like that.
Yeah, they're getting.
I honestly believe they're mounting a lot of. Netflix, in my opinion, are winning the Betamax war for the streaming service. Although Love Film did really well, Love Film immediately pigeonholed them into people assuming it was only films. So they've disappeared and rebranded themselves as Amazon Instant Video, and Netflix in the UK have teamed up with our most dominant cable provider, Virgin, and you can now get it in your cable box that you have Netflix, and they do it for free and stuff.
So what is that coming for Hulu?
we don't. Well, we don't really get Hulu. Like your channel.
America only, isn't it?
Unless you've got an ISP blocker and you're out to be to get Hulu outside of the US is pretty difficult.
Yeah,
You
we
I
have
as the blocker to be able to do it.
we have to proxy it for the UK,
Yeah.
or you wait a little while and it leaks to one of our sister channels, like
Yeah.
Sky Atlantic is FX-ish in the US.
Yeah, the,
But I honestly believe it will only be a
Anyway, we're
little
heading a
while
little
before.
bit off topic, Alan. Just a
Sorry.
little bit off topic. Liam, did you have anything you quickly wanted to add to this?
Personally, I was introduced to Netflix streaming quite a while after it was like properly out there. I used to use other websites that were not.
other
Um,
Just say that.
websites.
Just say that. Yeah,
Use
okay, it's
alternative
under.
means.
Mm-hmm.
Links of the TV variety.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And before that, I used to binge watch because my dad knew a guy, so I used to get DVDs that way for a pretty cheap price. So yeah,
That sounds
I
like
would
they
then-
fell off
Should
a
I,
truck.
should I save you from the hole that you're starting to dig yourself into?
the police are on their way.
In Scotland, don't worry, you can buy them off with whiskey, a blowjob, and a Scotch egg.
Yeah,
Don't
you're all
even need a
good.
blowjob.
They're cheap nowadays.
So, since Liam was looking a wee bit guilty there, talking about some of his means of procuring TV and movie shows, how about we go on to guilty pleasures? Because
nice
everybody
segue.
has. I am the master of the segue, just not an
Oh.
actual segue. I tried to ride one of those things and I fell off. So, but yeah, I mean, everybody has those movies. The one, it's like the equivalent of like hiding in your cupboard eating a whole pizza all by yourself.
I have
there's
no
movies-
shame in doing that.
Oh, I do. I have a lot of shame when it comes to my guilty pleasure eating. But guilty pleasure movies, though, on the other hand, it's time to bring it all out, people. It's time to air it all out and just let the world know those movies that we watch that we wouldn't normally talk about. So, Jenny, you're the bravest one. First on up, tell us about your guilty pleasure movie
The
watching.
Resident Evil franchise. I'm completely addicted to the Resident Evil franchise, and it was okay to begin with, and it's got steadily worse and worse and worse. And I still love it, and it's like I will watch that again and again. I've watched all the commentaries on all the DVDs multiple times, and it's sad. I can quote the commentary. I have watched it so many times. And yeah, I'm gonna shush now.
That's okay.
Chris, our poor wee Jenny is blushing like crazy, so put her out of her misery. What about you? Guilty pleasures?
Yeah, that's one of those things I don't generally like the term guilty pleasure. And again, because I think if you like something, you should just fess up to liking it. But those, everybody does have those ones we don't always just mention. And I think for me, it's the old Elvis Presley movies. Not all of them, but certainly some of them. Like GI Blues or
Creole.
Double Trouble, stuff like
Alright,
that.
guys, I gotta go.
All right,
Have a
Ray,
good-
have fun at your wedding, buddy.
And watch the movie Clambake. Has Shelley Beers in it, and she's hot.
Okay.
Okay.
She was the wife on Coach, if anyone's wondering who the hell she is. Christina on Coach. Okay, see you guys.
I love it. It's like, no, I've got to go, but I'm still talking. Wait up, I'm still talking. Yeah, sorry, Chris, so back to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're kind of goofy, and it really was just a vehicle for Elvis Presley to sing. But Viva Las Vegas with Young Anne Margaret, you can't beat that.
Dude, you're like speaking my lingo here. I love me some old Elvis movies. I'm absolutely addicted with King Creole. I've seen it so many times. It fuels my love of Elvis and New Orleans. So, yay for that. But no, it is a good point. The fact that, I think the term guilty pleasures has sort of undergone a bit of a transition. I mean, back a long time ago when, being a geek was really, really uncool and, you sort of would, other than your other friends that sort of knew about your like little geeky obsessions and things that you would crazy fangirl or fanboy over, it's become a lot more acceptable these days because geek chic is in. And so just sort of really owning that part of yourself it's a lot more acceptable these days. I mean, it was always acceptable, but it's just sort of a lot more general mainstream now than it used
So
to be.
the people that you happen to be asking these questions are people that actively, for a hobby, lock themselves in a room, talk to a camera, for a habit. In some cases, 4 times a week, or at least extended periods on a Saturday. Yeah,
Doesn't everybody do that? No?
yeah.
I thought everybody did that.
Locking it in
Everyone
a
here
nightclub with my webcam.
It's like cheap therapy. It's great. It's awesome if you're a bit of a narcissist as well and love talking about yourself and looking at
I
yourself
would
on camera.
say that this is fuel for therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's about 20 hours worth of proof that I need to be mentally sectioned on my channel. Go check them out. It's fun.
Yeah. Nina, what about you?
Okay, so I don't have a guilty pleasure movie, but I do have a guilty pleasure TV show, and it's Dance Moms. I don't know if anybody else has seen this stupid
Oh,
thing.
I have. It's kind of in that whole vein of like shows that are just you hide almost like under the covers in bed watching it, hoping nobody else will see you.
But it's amazing and ridiculous and over the top at the same time. And I love it.
Ugh. Ow, ow. Okay, I just lost my slipper and my leg's gone dead. No!
That's really one of the only reality shows that I'm really like, okay, this is a really problematic TV show, but I love watching it. Because like all of the other reality shows I watch are like What Not to Wear and David Totera's wedding show. And
Everybody else feel like a lot of reality TV is that stuff that you watch, but you just don't want to talk about the fact that you watch.
yeah.
No,
I
X-Men.
don't watch it.
Yeah.
I can't stand
X-Men is an
reality
amazing
TV.
reality show.
Yeah, me either.
The longer you watch it, the more you grow ears, a weird tash, and a slight beard. Don't you agree, Jenny?
Liam, what about you?
Well, The
I've just moved.
Notebook.
Alan.
I fessed up to Dance Moms. Come on now.
Notebook. The Notebook. I like that film a lot. And I don't tell people.
You know
But
what?
I do like it.
I cried during the book.
I didn't cry. But I liked it.
Right.
You're a
I don't
brave
cry
man
for
for admitting that, because not many would. But
As long as it's not hairspray and you're singing along with it, that's
I
fine.
freaking love Hairspray. Shut
I
your whore
love
mouth.
Hairspray.
when
Yeah,
we're talking
you're
hairspray,
allowed
the
to.
whole
You've got tits. Liam's got nipples. That's it.
No tits, just nipples.
Just nipples.
yeah. Has everyone gone through?
I actually like the Zac Efron version of Hairspray. It's pretty great.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Zac Efron's nipples for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
We like Zac
Yes.
Efron's as well, so that's
Yes.
fine.
That's
But
fine.
this is not a discussion on nipples, though, Ellen. This is not a
What?
discussion on nipples, but I'm going to brave it and pass it over to you and go, Ellen, what about you? Guilty pleasure movies. Porn doesn't count. Because I know that you don't feel guilty about watching porn.
It's what the internet's for. But
Pretty much.
I don't really have any guilty pleasures to say. I mean, at the end of the day, if I don't want people to know that I'm watching it, then I just make sure that it's not ticked on like Netflix to share. But mine's more like regrettable TV things. Like I really every now and then flick through to the kids section of Netflix, and it's starting to sound creepy before it's even come out of my face.
Yes.
And I watch things like Power Rangers from the 1990s.
Original
Like-
series?
Original, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
bulk and chunk, and you've got the proper Colour Rangers, and when it was so, it wasn't even just cheesy, it's beyond super mega cheesy, that even no American food craft company would ever touch it. 'Cause it
Cheese
is
whiz.
bad. You know what I mean? This is worse than cheese in a can, right? But that and I don't know, Pokemon or any kids' TVs that you know you shouldn't really be watching.
Oh,
Planners, Bill and Ben, the Teletubbies, which have been recommissioned in the UK for 12 more episodes. Have you ever
Really?
watched
You keep on top of
Teletubbies
this
when
stuff?
you're drunk? Try that. Get smashed off your face, sit down on CBeebies, turn on Teletubbies, and tell me that's somewhere between a weird acid-induced nightmare and the weirdest porn film you'll ever imagine. I just...
I
Ugh.
was tempted to do that as like my next evening off activity, but now you've said it's like creepy porn. I'm not so
Oh,
interested.
yeah.
I'll never
Well,
look
it's
at
only
Dipsy the same
creepy
way
porn
ever
if
again.
it's planted in your head that it's creepy porn. And now you've got the phrase creepy porn in your head. Next time you see Tinky Winky playing with his, I don't know, fucking Hoover. I was going to say Ninky Nonk, but that's the night garden, isn't it?
I
Anyone?
don't know.
I will never look at Dipsy or Poe the same way ever again.
La la. Hi. That used to terrify. Like, and I wasn't like super young when it came out either, but I think I was going through my just started drinking when I was a little bit too young phase. And you're right. When you're
What
drunk,
age is it?
especially, I was probably about 14 and was drinking a wee bit because I thought it was funny. And then you watch something like Teletubbies and you're like, I don't know if this is the show or the alcohol that is making me freak out right now. But like, what really creeped me out was like the sun, because didn't it have like a baby's face in this? It was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The joke is that show's now old enough that the man that is the baby face
No,
is
the
now
last.
old enough to be on TV to do interviews.
No,
As in-
it was the last, wasn't it? It was the last, because I remember everyone on my Facebook going, "Oh my god, have you seen the baby from Teletubbies? She's hot
It's
now."
so fucking
What?
creepy.
So hot people were babies once? No way.
No way.
If you imagine if Teletubbies didn't exist, right, and then the Teletubbies emerged in the middle of the night, creeped into your bedroom, and just said hello, how much of an axe murdering nightmare is that?
Well, they wouldn't
Oh,
say
Lord.
that. They'd be like, uh-oh.
Oh my god, thank god we've just had a new arrival to Hangout so that we can change the topic off the creepiness that is the Teletubbies.
I just
Hello!
got into Alan yelling. I'm like, oh no, what is that in my ears?
Yes, no, you definitely arrived at the right time and saved us.
Perfect timing.
Yay!
What's up, guys?
Because it has been such a long time, give us a quick intro to who you are, strange new person on this movie club hangout thing that we're doing right now.
I don't even know who you people are.
No.
I haven't done a movie review in 2 months, so I shouldn't even introduce myself. I mean, it's embarrassing. But my YouTube channel is Handsome Quacker. Twitch, Handsome Quacker, same thing. I do movie reviews. Been doing it for the last year. Just jumping in the middle of this, and I apologize for interrupting you, Alan. Please continue on.
It's perfect.
Don't
allow him to.
carry on. God,
No?
no.
We were
No,
just
no,
talking
we've got him-
crap.
We've got him quiet now.
Oh, too bad.
Well, we are
don't
going to jump
worry.
onto the next sweet topic because we're just sort of covering off on like movies that you watch when you're in different moods, because everyone has like those movies that kind of speak to them when they're in that different mood. And so I'm going to take it down a notch a wee bit, and we're going to call this one Heartbreak Hotel. Those movies that you watch when your heart is hurting or you just sort of want to randomly cry along for no freaking reason. I know everyone's got one. They've got those movies that they watch when they're sort of like either depressed or want to be depressed or they're in a bad mood about something. So
Or when they grow a set of ovaries and breasts.
Yeah.
Shut up, Alan. Shut
Fight
your
Club,
mouth.
maybe?
yeah.
I don't know. But
Movies
that's not
when
my
you-
crying movie.
Like
It's
one
just
of those
my...
days where you wake up and you're just like, where did these come from?
Shut your
Yeah.
whore mouth.
Ellen, those are called moobs, love.
Oh, damn, darling, I fucking know that. I've known that for years. Right? The best thing is when you make your girlfriend jealous because your moobs are better than her boobs, and that's why she's an ex. Anyway!
That's so
Jenny,
harsh.
please save us.
God.
Oh. Sorry, I was distracted by chat again. Yeah. words. God, my brain just went poof, and then there was nothing there. Wow.
How about I Save You? Because ironically, it's a movie that we've already spoken about. It's Liam's guilty pleasure movie of The Notebook, and for some reason,
Yeah.
that is a movie. And it's not so much the story of like young Ellie and Noah. It's the bit at the end with the old people. And I don't know how many people have seen it, so I don't want to spoil it. But
Yeah,
there's
the
something
old
about
people.
old people in movies make me sad because I'm all just like, oh man, I'm gonna get old soon, and then everything will be sad. And what if I don't have like a beautiful love story to like round out my life? And yeah, so old people in movies always I can't get comfortable. My foot's gone numb. It's really annoying. But yeah, old people in movies make me sad because I want to be a cool old person. But I'm worried that I won't be. I'm probably going to be a crazy old person, though. Purple hair, really loud car, driving around, throwing things at young people and getting angry at them. That is totally on the cards for me, which I can't wait for. So bring on old personiness in that respect. But Jenny, back to you, because I'm just sounding like a weird crazy person.
I think you'd make an awesome old person. I would pay money to see you being old and awesome.
She's only 4 years away from it, so it'll be fine.
Thanks, Ellen.
Fine, sweetheart. We shall bus pass together. Yay!
My go-to sad film, the classic is Titanic. I don't really watch that anymore, but when I was little, that made me bawl like a baby. My go-to series, The Body from Buffy, is amazing. And Cells from Angel is one of the most traumatic episodes of TV ever and broke my soul. I cannot watch that episode. That's the one when Illyria turns up.
Yes! Oh my god. I cry so much. I cry a lot in movies, actually.
Anything horrible. And Lord of the Rings, I cannot watch the end of any of the Lord of the Rings without crying so much. So bad.
I love the way all of us females were like, oh my god, I cry so much. And the guys are like, I was sad.
I was crying so hard that, when Elijah Dushku showed up on Angel, I needed to go out and buy some more lube. It was tragic.
That one hurts my soul. That just kill me thing that she does.
It did. I nearly ripped it off. It was so fucking painful.
Ellen. Please stop.
Once again, I would now like to report and write the little disclaimer that Kiwi gave me absolute free reign as long as I didn't mention donkey penis.
Well, now you have, so stop.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You said those words, so you're out of here. I mean, okay, not necessarily like movies then that you watch when you're sad, but I mean movies that make you sad when you watch them, and perhaps you weren't even expecting to feel it. Like, I made the mistake of watching Marley and Me once.
Oh, no.
It was not a good call because I can't handle anything with animals where there's something potentially sad. I got sad during Free Willy, for Pete's sake. And no, Ellen, that is not an excuse for you to talk about penises. It was not porn. But, I mean, there's just those movies. There's something about them. Everyone's got, that trigger that sets them off.
If we want to talk about sad movies, I guess, or sad shows even, the saddest ones I could think of, for me, would be Green Mile. I don't know why. That got me.
Still not seen that.
No, that's a good one. You should watch that. And then Futurama. What is it? The Barking. I don't know.
Oh my god, is that the episode with the dog?
With the dog, yes.
Yeah.
Those are the two that get me.
movies.
I don't watch that Futurama episode anymore because of that episode. I was like, I can't watch it. I'll see him with the dog and I'll just pass immediately.
Finally, a Matt Groening episode where actually people gave a fuck because nobody's been giving a shit about The Simpsons for 15 years.
I can't, yeah. I'm sorry, Simpsons. I can't.
I still like The Simpsons. I cry during episodes of The Simpsons. There was one with Santa's Little Helper, and didn't he have to get rid of Santa's Little Helper? And they got that stupid Lassie type dog or something, and it was
exactly my point. That episode was
what's wrong with a Lassie type dog?
There's nothing wrong with a Lassie type dog, but I'm just saying that Santa's little helper, he had heart, and he was special. And now I'm getting really emotional because I'm thinking about dogs. So, Nina, what about you?
Okay, so Buffy, I think the episode is called Villains, is one of the last episodes, and Warren is there, and if anyone knows what I'm talking about,
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
I
is
think
the-
Joss Whedon in general just has this crazy ability to, like, he finds something that hits every type of different demographics heartstrings, and there's something throughout all of the shows that will trigger everyone, but in a different way. Like, some people may watch The Body and be all like, oh shit, that's sad, but there'll be something else that is just like, oh my god, I relate to this, and
because
killing
it's
me
not
from the inside.
Joyce's death that makes me sad, it's the other one.
Mm.
Yes, the other one. I know what you mean. Yeah. Your shirt. That
Yes, that
Yes.
one. That
Yes.
line, I'm just like, I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm glad we clarified ahead of time of just how much Liam has watched of Buffy as well, so we're not ruining
Yeah.
it for him.
Monsters Inc. oddly makes me cry.
I know
Oh.
grown men who cry.
Toy Story 3. Yeah. that
Toy
one's pretty
Story.
sad.
God, no, not.
I was
so
expecting the worst.
That was so painful. Like, my mum's visiting at the moment, and me and my mum went and saw Toy Story 3 together with, like, my husband and stuff, and he was just sitting there going,
Yes.
oh god, because we were both crying like babies. But I mean, we cry everything. I cry on the episodes of Survivor when they finally get to see their family again, because oh my god, it's been 2.5 weeks and I haven't seen my family. The end of the world. And I'll cry at that, for Pete's sake. But Toy Story 3, that just breaks my heart. And the problem with that is it then makes me look at all the old soft toys that I still have floating around the house, and I feel really bad about the fact that they're not all sitting on the bed because I'm weird. And I now think some movies like Toy Story equate too much like emotional responses to my toys. So because I sound weird again, Chris, let's go to you.
Okay, yeah, as far as those depressing ones, I watched recently, it was a couple weeks ago, a movie called Hachi, A Dog's Tale.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
That's
about
what Jurassic
this one.
Park is based off of. From freaking Futurama. That's what it's based off of. So I can't watch that movie either.
Yeah,
I've
it
heard
was.
about this one. I know about this one.
Yeah,
I've been
it was,
told not
this
to
one.
watch this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, don't watch it at all if you've got like the tiniest little soft spot for dogs, because you know I do.
I have
and
5
it
freaking
It
dogs.
knocked me down.
No me
Yep.
gusta.
And the funny thing about this one was that it's based on a true story, but the true story happened in Japan, and they made the movie about, they Americanized it, so it was a little weird. But yeah, it was emotionally tough to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Anything
I
with
have
And then there's one.
animals and old people.
No, it's dogs. Like, I'm one of the reasons that Does the Dog Die at the End website exists, because if the dog dies, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, there was a new movie that just got released, the trailer, called The Drop, and it's got Tom Hardy and Naomi Pearson in it, I think. And there's a dog in there, and I'm like, is this dog going to die? The whole time, like, I don't want to watch it because I'm afraid this dog is going to die, and that'll get me more than people dying in freaking
Yeah.
movies. I don't know why.
All the people can die.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck the people. But
I
the dog
really
dies.
think
There's a line.
we have it. Yeah, there's something about like dogs. I think because dogs are always so happy to see people, and they're like, whereas cats are like snooty assholes. So I really don't care as much about cats and stuff. But dogs, I'm just like, oh my god, dog, no. That kind of really hits you in the heart.
Because dogs have souls.
They have souls. Cats don't.
I'm
Cats
really
steal souls.
glad that the dog in Independence Day lives.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because that's an
Oh,
The
amazing
whole
movie.
city gets destroyed, but that dog lived.
Wait, Jenny, you have cats, don't you? I'm sorry, Jenny.
Don't worry, I know my cat's a snooty asshole.
There you go.
Cat people are aware their cats are snooty assholes.
I love my cats as much as the next person, but I think the height of our relationship is casual indifference and feeding. occasionally they come up to me and purr, and I'm like, oh, you're actually adorable. And then they go off and kill something. I'm like, oh.
You're not adorable
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, you're not so great. Ellen, what about you?
Two
It's so
films.
quiet.
One, which was replaced this week or last week on my movie review thingy. Basically, when I was younger, and every time I see it, there is one film that always tugs at my heartstrings, and it's Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey.
Yeah.
And you've got an old dog, a young-ish dog, and a little cat, and they unfortunately the owners move away, and they have to leave their pets with a family member, and then they break out of this family member's house and then try to make their way home, and you get it's like Look Who's Talking Now, but adult voices over the pets, and that always kind of tugs at my heartstrings. And the second film that really makes me sad is Clueless. And the reason for that is that should never have been made, and that was just a terrible waste of money. It makes me so sad in my
I
soul
love
that
Clueless.
could have fed homeless people, or it could have bought us all some earplugs, so we never have to watch that shit and hear that shit ever again. And then they made it into TV. That's just appalling.
Kind of
Do
like
you
Grease.
know how much you're hurting me right now? I honestly feel like the Clueless movie is like my spirit animal of movies.
I
So-
freaking love Clueless.
As
the
long as you
movie.
don't base your human existence on it, that's fine. Because if at any point you wear pink, I will stab you.
Shut your whore mouth, Alan. I swear to God.
Yes, I'm so far.
Nina
I will
Allen
stab you.
are gonna have a showdown.
I can stand Clueless. I can't stand Grease. I would say the same thing, but about
love
Grease. No.
Yes.
No. Never.
Okay,
Yes.
I will never
Grease
conform to that
1 is
movie.
amazing.
amongst the ranks here. And
Grease
Yeah, I'm
1
screwed.
is amazing. Grease 2 is kind of a shit fest.
Oh, Grease 2 is
Grease
the
2.
worst.
What the
Grease
fuck is
1
Grease
bad
2?
as it is, but 2
It's
is
just
terrible.
levels of shit festiness. That's the difference.
Hold on. There's a Grease 2. When the fuck?
Wait a second.
it takes a look at it from the Pink Ladies side of you, so it's like a couple of years later. Michelle Pfeiffer is in it. Frenchie comes back
Humping a
because she
ladder.
obviously doesn't pass the first. It's great in that truly
No.
tragic kind of way. But
No.
all right, so this is where obviously some of us are getting very angry about some films that other people aren't loving. So I mean, what about this? Everyone's got those movies that they watch, and it just makes them so angry. Obviously, we now know that Ellen's is Clueless.
Fucking-
Always Grease. And the cutting edge.
We've got some Grease as well, but I mean, does everyone else have like those movies that they just watch and they're just like, it's either I can't believe I wasted 2 hours of my life watching this shit, or this even get made, or I'm so angry I want to go hit a puppy now. Type. I mean, that's the level of angriness we're talking. Yeah.
Totally happy, Pete. If anyone watches that and they don't want to hit a penguin, then you've not got the meaning of the story. Because that's just, stop dancing, you little black thing!
Wait, what?
I don't
Happy
understand
Feet?
what's going on.
Happy Feet, yeah,
Yeah,
dancing.
Happy Feet.
I
I don't like
Happy
Happy Feet
Feet.
either.
It's like you hate everything that has heart and soul, Ellen. I just don't understand it.
You hate dogs, Alan.
No, well, I dated a few.
Okay, let's get back on track.
Right, I'm
That's
going
just lining me up with that one, that's fine.
to start with the least angry people here. So, Jenny, what movies make you, and by angry, it's probably like, you know, you would throw your cup of tea down in angry distaste, but then
I would write a very strict letter in response to the film creators and be like, no, Sucker Punch is not a feminist film. And
Yeah.
I've just watched some anime which I found genuinely disturbing, and I was like, no, I don't want to see this. This is not how I view people and how women should be viewed. I am not happy right now. So yeah, that made me angry. And the other one that made me angry was No Comment Alan. I watched the Billy Piper version of Mansfield Park, and plays Fanny Price, and it's such a bad adaptation because she's nothing like her character. It's enjoyable, but you can't put it in the same box as Mansfield Park. It is nothing like Mansfield Park, and it made me sad and angry.
Well, am I not supposed to be commenting on the fact that her name's Fanny Park, or the fact that she was actually in the Diary of a Cool Girl, and she was Belle de Jour for a while?
Which was a really good TV show.
Whatever you find most disturbing, please don't mention it.
What I find disturbing about Billie Piper is that she had a music career and then fucked Chris Evans for close to 5 years.
No.
Hey.
Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she was married to Chris Evans at the age of 17.
Well,
Wow.
Good
If anyone
for her.
doesn't know who Chris Evans is, he was half owner of Virgin. He's on, or he was on Big Breakfast. He's ginger and big fucking glasses, and he's a bit weird.
Different Chris Evans. Okay.
Yeah.
You thinking Captain America, weren't you?
I'm like,
Yeah,
Chris
I think
Evans is
Captain
Captain America.
Right.
No, UK ginger Chris Evans, not international
Okay, so Chris
that
Evans,
anyone
no one
cares
really gives a
about.
crap about then. Okay, that's fine. Next non-normally angry person, Nina. What about you?
Okay.
Something that fits you?
So-
Oh.
I love the X-Men series. I heart it so much, but X3 is a piece of shit.
Yes.
And
I
it
liked
makes
it.
me angry. And
Agreed.
it's like, as a standalone movie, it's a decent movie. But as the ending to that trilogy, it's a piece of shit. And I just want to like throw it against a wall and believe it never happened, which thankfully Days of Future Past has sort of made right.
Yes, they did. And I'm very excited about that.
Still haven't seen it.
Same.
I'm hoping to go
Okay.
see it this. So, but I've heard that it was amazing.
You need to watch it. It's
Days of
it's
Future Past
amazing.
is really
Yes.
great. But yeah, X3 where Wolverine's just like, I love you too much. I'm just like, no.
Did anybody else though find like his whole sort of semi-relationship thing with like Jean Grey just really creepy? The fact that he's
Yes.
like pining over her so much, and they never even really hooked up at all.
Yes.
It's like seriously, man, you've got
like
some
10 conversations.
Yes, no, I found it really creepy.
102.
And I honestly hoped he would have hooked up with Rogue, but hey, that's me.
I'm so glad Rogue's gone. I don't like Anna.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like the
love
actress.
Anna
Rogue.
Paquin is a bisexual goddess.
But
I
she's
don't
a
like her.
cute, adorable Kiwi, and we love her.
Yeah,
That's debatable.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin is a bisexual goddess, and I love her.
If you don't like Anna Paquin, don't watch True Blood, because that's pretty much all she's doing.
And I did. I
So,
watched
you
like
know.
the first 2 seasons, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I got tired of
It's
it.
just vampire porn, that's all.
What I find
it is
is
vampire
if you
porn,
get
yeah.
out lube and reload, you can go again for another 2 seasons.
There is nothing wrong with vampire porn, although by the time Alcide comes into the TV show, hello, werewolf porn takes precedence over vampire porn because that man should always be naked. You're just like, that's not the reason that I'm watching this show.
No.
Chris, what about you?
There's a couple.
Totally into
The
werewolf
first one that
porn.
comes to my mind
Alan.
when I think about movies, that just hit the irritation button. I actually took a class in college called Film and Politics, where we watched movies once a week and then talked about their political ramifications. And we watched one that was called, it was a French film, it was called The King of Hearts, and it came out in the 60s, and it was just bad. I mean, it was one of these really kind of weird, bohemian sort of just anti-everything movie, and I just got so irritated about this film. It was just so bad. So that's the one that sticks out in my mind. Always get that little clamp in the back of your brain. It's like, ugh. And the second one, and I hate this one, is Avatar. I think it was very well done. It was very visually interesting, but it was boring the first time I watched it when it was called Dances with Wolves. So.
Yeah. I so 100% agree. I've tried like 3 times now to watch Avatar because everyone keeps telling me how amazing it is, and I always fall asleep within like the first 20 minutes, regardless of the time of day that I'm watching it. And it makes me angry because everyone's just like, this movie is so great, and I'm like, really? This movie is boring, and the storyline has been done time and time again.
Yeah,
But I'm
if you're
supposed to
old
be
enough to know what Fern Gully is, then yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like Fern Gully. Has anybody else actually seen it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Years ago.
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
was little.
We touched upon it recently, or a few of us did anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. It's just a random brain fart.
I mean, it's kind of still on topic. Oh my God, Chris, that course though that you did sounded really, really interesting. I want to do cool courses like that. I want to go back to school and do that.
It was one of those floater kind of courses. You know, we met once a week, we watched a movie, then we had to write a paper on it for the next week on, you know, what were the political tones about, and we watched a wide variety of films, and some you wouldn't necessarily suspect. I mean, you know, we watched like the Oxbow incident and like Star Trek VI, The Little Mermaid. So it was just weird, but you know, it was fun.
It's true though. You can find like sort of political undertones in pretty much any type of movie that's out there. So yeah.
Except does Dallas.
You'd probably come in Danny Dallas as well. There's always some type of dodgy undertone in films. Oh, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage. Nina.
I don't know why this wasn't said, since there are so many movie clubbers who watched the damn film Blue Valentine.
Right.
No, it's not forgetting. It's an attempt to erase it from our minds.
Yeah.
Oh god, that
bad.
movie sucked so much.
Yeah.
If we don't talk about it, it didn't happen.
I still feel violated a wee bit just even thinking about that movie.
You didn't like bald Ryan Gosling? You didn't like that?
No, there was something about it that there was just something about him that didn't appeal to me. I have no idea what it was.
You know, there are a couple of them like that in our movie club days. Like, not Into the Wild. Was it? What was that one called?
Oh, Into the Wild was the depressing one about the guy that went off.
Okay, so yeah, it was Into the Wild that we all were like,
yeah.
We didn't like that one either.
No.
I like that one.
Some people like that one.
I like that one. I did.
It was okay, but you have to be in the right frame of mind
A
for
lot
it.
of people got really angry with Top Gun when we did Top Gun for Movie Club, and I'm like, dude, how do you hate on Top Gun? That movie is the fucking bomb. It's like one of my top 5 favorite movies.
I had barely any idea what I was watching. I was literally on the sofa like,
volleyball porn.
Yeah, which they, got me animated GIF-like talking about. One of the ones that I didn't like that we did was God Bless America or something like that.
That was very political.
That was very political.
The satire film. I didn't care for it.
It didn't make me angry though. It just kind of made me sort of like, ugh.
I'd still take God Bless America over Blue Valentine any day.
Yeah, there was just no
Legitimately,
character
yes.
development whatsoever in God Bless America. It's just this guy that's doing a dumb thing for a dumb reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, yes, I would take God Bless America over Blue Valentine, but I still didn't like God Bless America at all.
Because
I think I'd probably take
remind me though. So
Valentine
God Bless America was the one where the guy was going around killing other people that were pissing him off because they did bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justifiable violence. Yeah.
Okay, because it kind of reminded me a little bit of that Michael Douglas movie Falling Down.
I liked Falling Down too. I liked that movie.
loved Falling Down,
Yeah.
and the amount of times that I've sort of seen those little situations, the ones that made him snap, and you're like, dude, I could totally understand your reason for wanting to justifiably kill these people, because, like, if I order a goddamn Big Mac, I want my Big Mac to look like one in the kitchen, and it very rarely does. And it's a bit that should probably just mean I should stop eating Big Macs instead of wanting to shoot people. But I mean, movies that make us angry and stuff, it's not so much the movie. I still sometimes tend to get, and I know it's a whole thing of movie club and you're supposed to have opinions about it, but I still sometimes get really angry if people don't have the same opinion as me. especially on movies like Top Gun, because everyone should love Top Gun, because that movie was amazing.
The only thing that
yeah.
would make Top Gun better is George Clooney. I'm sure Kim would agree.
Yeah.
Dude, George Clooney could make anything better.
Except
Yeah,
Batman.
and
The Blue Valentine.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Yes.
Batman. Not Batman.
As
like
we've
nipple suit
discussed
Batman?
multiple
Nipple
times,
suit.
I will concede the fact that his Batman was not great. But that wasn't necessarily his fault. It was
No.
bad script and directing. But he makes an amazing Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
Have you
Wayne.
seen the
He makes
recent
amazing Bruce
update that
Wayne.
he's going to be taking part in the new 50 Shades of Grey? I mean, Netta would absolutely love that.
No, he's taking part in
Cast
the
as
new 50
the
Shades
main
of Grey.
Christian, it'd be brilliant. George Clooney, Christian Grey.
No, it's Jamie Dornan who's playing.
No, Alan, you're confused. You're mixing him up with the guy that's playing. No, he's in 50 Shades of Grey-ing.
Grey
That's
Ing.
all that wrong.
Grey Ing, yeah. Is that the porno version with donkey penis in it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. No.
Make a decision someday. It's
Yeah,
fine.
sorry. Liam.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Most franchise ruining films like the newest Indiana Jones film.
Oh.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one we watched on Movie Club, Super.
You know,
Well-
Super. I wanted to like Super. I just didn't.
It was just-
See, even Chris's dog agrees.
That movie was bad.
You know, Adventureland was sort of not great.
I always confuse Super with God Bless America because it's such similar themes
Yeah.
about a guy just going around killing people with a girly sidekick.
Yeah.
Just one of them has costumes and one of them has plaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the most awkward sex scene ever. Oh,
Yes.
God, that was.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
creepy.
Oh, weird.
it's so weird.
Oh, weird.
Wasn't that
Seriously.
basically rape?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, actually, I would say that's probably a hot button topic that kind of tends to make me a wee bit angry in movies as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still watch some of them. Like, I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time is Once Were Warriors, that has some very dark themes and some really uncomfortable to watch scenes. And I get really, really angry when I watch the movie, but it's that passionate anger as opposed to that I just want to stab myself in the eyeballs because I'm so angry right now about the fact that this movie was made. So there's varying degrees of anger. It's the, ones that emote or cause you to emote that type of sort of passionate response, and then the ones where you're just like, I can't believe this shit was made. I'm so angry that this stuff was made. Just like Ellen with Clueless.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember when I ranted about Escape to Witch Mountain. I hated Escape to Witch Mountain.
Now,
I refuse to watch it.
See, I was the same. I refused to watch that one, but that was because I loved it as a child, but
Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't going to hold up, and I knew that I was going to hate it, and it's like I didn't want to destroy that childhood memory I had on it. So it's either that movies were shitty when we were younger, or we were just too stupid to know better when we were younger and watched movies. It was one of those things. So I know I loved that movie when I was little, and from what I saw of everybody else's reviews, I don't think I would have enjoyed it now.
Yeah, but you tend to find that the graphics don't bother you. Well, first of all, as a kid, you don't care about the quality of the graphics. And secondly, when you was a kid, the graphics weren't any better anyway. Like, when we went back to watch Independence Day recently, I hadn't realised how reliant that was on green screen and how appalling it looks now. But I remember watching it as a kid and I thought, wow, this is the best shit ever. Same with the Never-Ending Story. As a kid, that blew my brain. Now, that is so painful that I don't want to watch it for the sake of ruining it.
I think it still has
I
enough
think
heart
that
to
sometimes
pull it
it's
through.
kinda, I
Sorry?
look at like the old Harryhausen movies. Jason the Argonauts or Clash of the Titans. And yeah, the special effects are horrible when you put it to today's standards, but I still find those movies just very entertaining to watch.
I still love the Independence Day, even with its shitty green screen, because it mostly holds up, with the exception of the green screen.
Yeah, but is that because we've now been spoilt? Because we now have such amazing CGI work that you can drop in Transformers that look like they are there without any problems, and Avatar where they're 3D. Have we been spoon-fed so much graphics now that we expect high quality?
But one of the things that,
From
like,
new
I was
films,
talking
yeah,
about this with my sister the other day, that she watches a lot of really crappy, like, monster movies, sci-fi original sort of madness, like Stonehenge Apocalypse and Atlantic Rim, and just really Dino Croc versus Super Gator and those sorts of things. So, like, I've just rewatched the original Star Trek series, so my threshold for bad graphics is very high at the moment, which meant that, even watching modern films, even like watching The Hobbit, I was still like thinking, oh, that's a bit CGI, but I can go back and watch things like The Neverending Story, which I watched it for. Alan, you did it for Harry Movie Club, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first time I watched it. And I managed to enjoy it despite the fact that the sphinxes in that look rather shocking and the green screen fur is not a good look. But yeah, I think you have to kind of rebalance your threshold when you're going to watch crappier or older films, just because it's not going to live up to the expectation. And I think children in the next generation, like the fact that I'm noticing it in Lord of the Rings, in The Hobbit now, I'm like, oh god, that's a lot of green screen. The fact that I'm noticing that now means the next generation is going to be so perceptive to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But how do movies like Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 look so damn good for being so damn old? And the stuff we watch now, it's like, I can tell this looks completely fake, and it drives me nuts.
I think Spielberg films tend to hold up in that area, though. I mean, I don't think Terminator's Spielberg, but Jurassic Park, I believe, is.
Yeah, you're right.
I think those are... Jurassic Park pushed the barrier of what it was doing at the time. Mm-hmm. So, for example, Avatar, when it came out compared to everybody else, they were 3 steps ahead of everyone. So it takes 5 years for everyone to reach Avatar standards, which means in 10 years' time it actually only looks 5 years old. And
which
I think
is funny,
Jurassic Park is one of those.
I think Jurassic Park. I think Terminator 2 is James Cameron. So James Cameron also did Avatar. So it's weird, isn't it? I feel like we're almost going backwards with how much we've been doing so much green screen and so much CGI. I'm like, okay, this looks completely fake. It brings me out.
I mean, that was one of the things that was really, like, weirdly great about Looper. Looper was sort of meh on a lot of things, but it did a lot of the practical effects, and that was really cool. And Ryan, I can't remember his name, but he just got picked up for the next couple of Star Wars movies, which I'm really excited for.
Me too. Have you seen Brick? He did that too. He's amazing.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He's done like Brick.
Didn't we do Brick as a movie club pick?
Yeah, is that the one like the sort of thing from high school?
JGL's in that too. Yeah, he's in all his films, so it'd be cool to see him in Star Wars. Hell.
I tend to find the ones that hold up well are the manual things like your animatronics in Henson, or horror films like if you go back to Friday the 13th, where they had effectively, say for example, latex walls where people are pushing through them.
Yeah.
Those scenes look better than if they would have been green screened back in the day, because they were actually happened and then filmed from the right angle. A hell of a lot more work, granted, but it keeps them alive a little longer.
Yeah, kind of. I like The Thing. I don't know if you guys like the old The Thing movie, but that guy, I thought he did an amazing job, and that was his first time doing it. And I watched the prequel to The Thing, and I just don't think it's as good. I really don't.
It definitely doesn't hold up.
No.
since we are nearly out of time, and we have been talking about movie moods, I think probably the only mood we haven't really touched on yet is excitement, and so I'm going to turn it into, because we have kind of touched on a few of the movies, those movies that we're really excited for that are going to be coming out soon. So I think that'd probably be a good way for us to sort of wrap on those films that we're looking forward to the most and what it is about them that we're looking forward to. I'm just going to run down the line. So, okay. Ellen, what do you think?
I know this one's quite controversial, but I'm looking forward to what Michael Bay is going to do with the two films that he's got in his hands right now. And that is, one, the new Transformers without Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
Because everybody, if you want a Michael Bay film, you're guaranteed explosions, and it has got Marky Mark in it. And second, the controversial one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Forget that he's fucked the backstory, and forget that they're better in suits running around like Jim Henson dolls. I'm intrigued to see what he can do with this twisted alternate version of the Turtles.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. I'm interested. I'm not holding my breath for it, and I'm going in with very low expectations in the hope that it at least somewhat, slightly hits.
Just pinged something somewhere.
Okay.
Foot hurt. Who's up next?
Chris, I think.
Chris.
Okay. I think the only thing I'm looking forward to coming out recently is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, just because that looks good. And Marvel's been hitting, about 75-90% on their movies recently, so I'm kind of excited on that one. I think that'll be good. And aside from that, I'm being cautiously optimistic on Episode 7. I'm kind of holding my breath on that. I mean, J.J. Abrams at the helm, so we'll see. Again, it's with Disney, you don't know what you're going to get. So
see, I have high expectations for 7 now that they have Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o and J.J. Abrams. Like the bar is set high here.
Yeah.
And that badass chick who plays Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones just being signed into it as well. I'm hoping they give her an amazing role because she's so good. So I generally approve of what JJ did with Star Trek. Most of those are pretty good, but there are a couple of things, like if you're a big Star Trek fan, and I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I have friends who are, and they've got little nitpicky things about what he did with Star Trek. And since I'm a much bigger Star Wars fan, I'm just on the fence on what he's going to do with it. I mean, cautiously optimistic.
I'm a Star Trek fan looking at Star Wars from the angle that you are in reverse, right? I'm okay with what he did with Star Trek because he has twisted the timeline and then still given fan service without ruining things. But him taking those and remaking those makes me intrigued to see what he can do with a franchise I'm not in love with, but was always respectful to.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm a big fan of the original Star Trek too, and I love what JJ did with it. So I'm really hoping he can do it with Star Wars. I mean, it's just debatable. It could be hit or miss. I'm just hoping it's a hit, really.
The only thing that worries me about that is Disney.
Tempt fate here. I'm going to tempt fate and say you can't do any worse.
Yeah. You can't do worse than Lucas already did.
Oh God, those prequels were so bad.
You know what? I actually like the prequels, but Jar Jar Binks is the worst.
I think Darth Maul was by far the best part of it, number one.
The worst. Hayden Christensen was
so bad.
Yeah.
One
that's terrible. One I can handle because Liam Neeson at least was in that, and he's always amazing.
Horrible. 2 is like I cannot really defend any of the romance or the script choices in 2. No. Like I was literally I rewatched some of the clips from that, and I was like, no.
I love the love theme from that.
The way I look at it is you put Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, and Natalie Portman at the screen on the same time, and you still end up with crap. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like,
Impressive.
I was actually really amazed with Natalie Portman because normally she is such an incredible actress, and she was really bad. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
really
think she
bad.
was
that's
torn
because
churches
you're
and just
looking at
didn't
her
put the effort
acting and
in.
not what you should be looking at. Natalie Portman's only in those films for nerds because they needed a female role for blokes to actually pervert and problem solved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so who's
Personally, with the
next?
prequel films, like really the only good parts of it were like the ending, except for like number one with Darth Maul, the big fight at the end. Number two, where Yoda lost his shit at the end of number two. That bit was awesome for me. And then number three, the Obi-Wan versus Anakin fight, but then that was just ruined by the terrible acting at the end.
Screaming like a bitch the whole time. I'm like, oh god, just kill him, please. I know he's not gonna die, but I want him dead now.
Oh, I hated though at the end of number 3 with him in the Darth Vader suit and just that shitty no. It was
Okay.
so bad.
So who's next?
My soul. It actually made my inner geek cry so bad, and it was just no. But
So
those are
close
downer
this one
topics.
right
Let's talk
here.
about ones though that we are still looking forward to. So Jared, I think you're up next.
Yeah.
Something you're looking forward to?
There's a couple. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes comes out next week. I like the Planet of the Apes films, so I want to see this. But the big one is I want to see what happens with Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how they do Batman, especially Ben Affleck. And if Ben Affleck gets his own film as Batman, I hope he directs it, honestly. He has had nothing but hits. If he can direct himself, he might make it a damn good franchise. I'm hoping.
That's the rumor.
Suggesting
Is
that they won't do an independent Batman film from now on until way after the Justice League.
I think they
There was
said
a
2019, so...
Yeah,
That's-
there's a leak of all DC films for the next 5 years on the net now. Not obviously made, but their release timetable. And Batman will only show up as part of a collaboration.
Oh, that's sad.
Superman will get another film on his own, but Batman, Superman, and then Justice League of America. And
Which they got to introduce all those characters too.
Yeah.
So
All of those will get origin stories, but Batman will never have an alone film in the next 5 years.
How does everyone feel about... Now, I don't know if they've been 100% confirmed or not, but the rumors on Jason Momoa playing Aquaman.
yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because everybody thinks of Aquaman as a bitch. So you put this big ass dude in there. I mean, you can't think of him as a bitch if you see this guy.
I know.
Rocco as
Family
Aquaman.
Guy have ruined him. Family Guy have pounded him in the face so much that everybody's just gone, yeah, I don't
Fuck
care
it.
about it.
With
How
South
do
Park,
you
everybody
make
has
Aquaman
got
cool? Because, I mean, Jason Momoa is really cool.
That's
Oh,
the closest
yeah.
they've got so far now.
Yeah,
We have to see what he could do with it.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's because I mean I think I'm in the minority. I actually liked his version of Conan. I actually think I liked it better than the Arnold Schwarzenegger version.
I got slated the other day because I've seen the new one and not the original one.
I've seen
Like, I
most
was
of
in a
the
comic
old
shop
Conan.
and this guy, we were talking about it, and I was saying I thought the new one was alright. He said, "What do you think about it in comparison?" I'm like, I haven't seen it. He's like, "Get out."
Yeah, go. I don't
Leave
even want
my
to talk
store.
to you.
That's probably why you think it's okay, because you haven't seen the original Conan the Barbarian.
I've seen most of the old Conan.
Mate, it's referencing like all the graphic novels and stuff so much more than like the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. It was better.
That's because Arnie was drafted in to be Mr. Olympia, walk around, maybe speak
Okay, I'll be there in just a
odd
few
words
minutes.
that he knew, and then toddle off and do Red Sonja. That's the only thing he was invited to do in those films.
It's true. Okay, so we're running low on time. Liam, what about you? What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, Jared stole mine. I was going to say Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
But,
Stoked about this.
Actually, it's fine. The new Hercules film, actually, surprisingly, I'm intrigued and looking forward to it because originally we're thinking, okay, the first Hercules film that was released this year was shite.
Mhm.
And the one
and
with the
the
dude
first
from
trailer.
Twilight in it.
I think so. And then
Yeah.
the first trailer for this one looked kind of meh. So we had low hopes for it, but then the second trailer came out, and it looked pretty damn good.
Looks
So I'm looking forward to that, and Paranormal Activity, the last one that's coming out, because I just want the fucking franchise to just disappear.
die. Just die and don't come back and haunt us.
I've got a friend that absolutely fucking ate those. It's brilliant. What I did last time was he was over here, was all sat in my living room with the lights turned off. Right, he disappeared out for a fag, which is fucking great. That's cigarette, America. Right, and then I hid in my hallway, so he came back into the living room. I jumped out. He absolutely shat himself, and I mean, literally shat himself. Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Like, when I was watching, I was in the theatre for the first one, and there were a couple of wee teenagers behind me and people I was with, and they just kept on shouting things out. But when they were having like sex in the movie, they were like, "Oh, is this a porno?" and stuff, like just shooting their mouths off. Afterwards, they were standing right beside the automatic doors, and I just walked by. The door opens and they just lose their shit. It was the best thing ever.
Okay, so we're really running low in time. Nina? Nina.
So I've seen the two movies that I really wanted to see this year. I saw Days of Future Past and The Fault in Our Stars, which I loved both of those movies, but The Fault in Our Stars made me cry a lot. But my other, excited movies are the Star Wars and the new Star Trek movies. Like, I'm really excited for all of them. All of the movies.
It's such a good time to be a geek right now, is all I can say. It really is.
And then Marvel's doing like a bunch of movies, and of course I'm like into that, except Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm oddly not into.
Oh no, I'm totally looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy. Look awesome. Jenny, last one.
I'll be quick. Obviously, Marvel movies, so Age of Ultron and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yay! And the other one that I'm looking forward to is Box Trolls, which they brought out 3 trailers for them, and each of the trailers is just fantastic. And the first one is like, families come in all sizes. Sometimes there's a mum and a dad. Sometimes there's mum. Sometimes there's 2 dads. Sometimes there's a mum, dad, uncle, aunt, and old smelly uncles that talk about smelly cheese. And it's just fantastic. And then the second trailer was like the artist trailer because it's stop motion and it's amazing. Like they show all of the because it's by the same company that did Paranorman, so it's all 3D printed little statuettes, and it looks extraordinary. And then the third one they brought out, which actually shows some of the plot, it's got Elvis, You're So Square as the music, and it's adorable, and it looks so amazing, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Also, if it's not creepy, Paddington Bear, the film.
Oh, yeah, that's
really
creepy.
Yeah.
I love Paddington Bear. Paddington Bear was my favourite. Just for me, the movies that I'm looking forward to, obviously a lot of the ones that we've already spoken about, Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy, but of the ones that we haven't spoken about, I am really looking forward to Dumb and Dumber 2. Fucking hell, yes, bring that on. It looks so funny and so good. I love Dumb and Dumber.
I'm keeping my mind open. I'm going back to my 90s self and hoping it's good. I'm
Yep,
just gonna
yep.
go in there with an open mind and be like, I hope this is good. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going in as 90s me, not
Yes.
old jaded 2000s me.
Mhm.
And then the other one that I'm really, really looking forward to is Expendables 3, because I freaking love me an Expendables movie. So, although I'm upset that Jason Momoa still hasn't been signed in the cast for one of the Expendables movies, so hopefully they do one more, because I think he would be amazing in it.
Is he an iconic action star though? Then again, they got Kelsey Grammer in it, so actually.
Yeah,
never mind.
Exactly.
so weird.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh,
they have Kelsey Grammer. They have no excuse.
That's
they have
true.
Liam Hemsworth, and I think in this one, don't they have Kellen Lutz from frickin' Twilight?
Yeah,
Isn't
they
he in
have
this
no
one as well? So I think Jason Momoa as Khal Drogo has done
Oh, wow.
enough to
So
secure himself.
as Khal Drogo, not like a modern guy, they just bring Khal Drogo forward in time.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
as I was saying, I think as Khal Drogo, he's done enough to secure himself a spot in there.
Giggity.
A hell of a lot more than what bloody Kellen Lutz had. Yeah, Ronda Rousey's going to be in this, and I love her. So, woo. But yeah, so okay, you know what? For our last minute thrown together hangout, we managed to find enough to talk about. So I think that probably says a lot about our love of movies. So I think we're pretty much going to bring it to a close now because I forgot to turn the questions on. So that was good. Go me. Yay, I'm smart. Do we want to? Yeah, we'll just quickly run down the line and just so that everyone can sort of say who they are and where we can find us, and then I'll just let you know about the rest of our channel at the end. So Alan, start us up, buddy.
Okay, hello, I'm Alan, I'm Mr. Harry Britt. I do 4 videos each and every week, a movie collaboration thingy on a Tuesday, which everybody's going to take part in because that would be great, and everybody loves Wimbledon this week. And yes, I'm on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. There's this thing called Pinterest, supposedly. Yeah, I don't fucking know, but at the end of the day, I'm a social media whore and I may be on that. So, yeah.
Chris.
Next.
All right. Yeah, again, Christopher. You can find me on YouTube at Easy Chair Reviews. I also have a Twitter account, which I hardly ever use, but you can follow me there as well.
Yay. Nina.
Hi, I'm Nina. I go by Vlog Life Nina on YouTube, and I go by a lot of different names on a lot of other sites, and they're all in my videos. So if you want to check out where I'm at on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, I don't have a Facebook, lots of Tumblrs. You can check in my videos.
Yay. Liam.
Liam.
Oh, me. I was confused just there. Oh, my name is Liam. I am Servatorix on everywhere on the internet. Yeah, I just started getting back into videos, and now I'm not going to be doing videos for the next week because I'm going to be in America, invading America.
Whee. Fuck you all going. I hate you. I hate you all.
I will be making some vlogs about that, so that's going to happen, and I'll try and upload them whenever I can. And
He's going to VidCon, Jenny.
yes. Oh yeah. So,
Jenny
yeah.
Bear.
My name's Jenny. I'm on Ticket Home to Jenny on YouTube, Ticket Home to Jen on Twitter, and I usually use my Twitter just to talk to all these lovely people and comment on what I'm eating. Because, I'm starting to force myself into the Twitter zone, and it might become very scary as my food habits become more and more obvious to the world. And I do movie reviews, but I've been harshly neglecting Movie Club Strikes Back for quite a while, so I will be doing a catch-up video. I've got a day off on Tuesday, so unless I am even more busy than I have been last week, I will binge watch and record if I haven't caught up, and hopefully get Wimbledon finished and filmed tomorrow afternoon for you, Alan. And yes, lots of stuff to do, and I'm sorry I've neglected everyone. And there's an extra special video coming up, which I'm halfway through editing. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Jared?
Yes, I'm Jared. Handsome Quacker all over the internet, be it Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. You can find me on any of them. I will also be doing Wimbledon. I finally finished it this morning, and thank you, Alan. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, pretty much you can find me anywhere. I have been on a hiatus for about 2 months, but I'm back now, and I'm probably going to be doing some more vlogs here and there, so that's it for me.
Yay. And of course, catch-up movie reviews for Movie Club Strikes Back,
Of course.
obviously.
Oh, I'm so stoked that Ray picked Thank You for Smoking. I am thrilled to do that one. I love that movie.
And then that's us. That's me. I'm Kiwi. I was the very bad host this week, completely unprepared. So in the comment section down below, drop us a bunch of questions or movie topics and stuff that you want us to talk about, because I will put them all together, and so we'll have a lot more of a cohesive hangout for the next couple of hangouts. We probably won't be doing one next week just because a lot of people are going to be off at VidCon. We'll see how it goes. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. But don't forget to go along to our channel and check it out. Every week we put together a new playlist of all of our movie club reviews. Last week we did The New Guy, which was actually picked for us by the movie star DJ Quiles, and we love him to death, and he's an awesome guy. This week we're doing Thank You for Smoking, which was Ray's pick, and that is pretty much us for this week. So thank you for watching along, and we'll see you guys all next time. Bye! You're back in time to say bye, Liam. Bye!